What if I told you there was a build that could turn your MyPlayer into the NBA former MVP James Harden? Well, guess what, my people? You're in luck, because there is. What's poppin', YouTube? It's your boy Choc, and I'm back with another banger build video, man. I'm out here bringing you these build videos, man. This is 3 in 2 days, man. You guys have been showing me nothing but love on these build videos, so I'm gonna be sure to keep bringing you guys the fire builds. Now, for those of you who watch my streams, you guys know I'm literally testing every build. Any build, even the builds that don't look like they would be good, I'm out here testing them. I've probably gone through 7 or 8 accounts just messing around with builds, trying to make sure that I put out the best content for you guys. That way you guys get an edge on your opponents and on everybody else. That way you guys are a step ahead of the game. So one of the builds that I tried out, man, this build is literally nuts. Like, when I break this build down, you're gonna understand. This build has, like, I could be wrong, I think it's 58 badges on one build, and 2 of the badges are Hall of Fame Posterizer and Hall of Fame Limitless. And that's not clickbait, man. Like, this build is actually nuts. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Man. I know you guys are going to be excited about this one. This is a pretty popular build. A lot of people love James Harden, so I figured, you know what, why not try to find the James Harden build and put it out for, you know, the people that want to be James Harden on 2K. So obviously you're going to make yourself a shooting guard, left-handed, number 13. Now, guys, keep in mind, obviously I cannot make it look just like James Harden, because this is the prelude, this is the demo. We cannot sit back and really edit faces, so don't come back telling me, oh, it doesn't look nothing like Harden. Obviously, it doesn't look anything like Harden. And obviously, when the game comes out, you're able to make it more lookable to Harden. So let's get right into the pie chart. Now, guys, keep in mind, you are limited in what you can do to get the build to meet his exact play style. Obviously, man, Harden's one of those kind of players that can do a little bit of everything and is pretty exceptional at the game. So you're limited on how you can do it. I sat here and I was looking at the pie charts, and I'm, you know, obviously Harden, he can shoot, he can dribble, and obviously he can finish at the rack. So I was like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do more. As you see here, I'm looking at the playmaker and I'm like, nah, it doesn't cater to the rest of his stats enough. So what I decided to do that I felt like James Harden was more, I feel like he's more of a slasher and he's more of a shooter. And I feel like a guy like Harden could get away with having, you know, the pro dribble moves. Harden doesn't necessarily need to hit a momentum dribble, man. He's the type of guy that can slash and shoot and still handle it. I felt like this pie chart where he could slash and shoot better was the pie chart that fit James Harden more. So when I was looking at the physical profile, I didn't really want James Harden to lack in any area. Obviously, you know, he's a strong guy, he's agile, and he has a decent little vertical. And when I was looking around messing with the physical profiles, there was none that really felt like they fit more to me, more than the balanced one. And I'm finding in general that I like that physical profile more than any of the other ones. So that's what I did for that. Let me show you why this is actually a legit build. Like, it's not just a James Harden build, but it's actually a legit build in general. Look at what you guys are able to do. We're able to max out finishing, we're able to max out shooting, and we're able to max out playmaking, guys. Look at the amount of badges that we have on finishing, shooting, and playmaking, guys. That is a lot of badges, man. Like, you guys are really going to be badged out. And then you still have 68 points left over for defense. James Harden wouldn't have 68 points left over for defense, but you guys get 68 points left over for defense. I maxed out the vertical, I maxed out the perimeter defense, and I throw a little bit on defensive rebound, man. That way, if I can get a little defensive rebound, I can go grab it. But guys, seriously, that is a lot of freaking badges, man. For the style, for the little body shape right here, I'm telling you guys, I love burly, and James Harden is a burly kind of dude, man. He's not necessarily the most athletic, but he's a bigger dude. 6'5" is James Harden's legit height, you know what I'm saying? And for his weight, we had to go ahead and do James Harden's real weight. So we went ahead and threw it to 220, just like James Harden. For the wingspan, I was looking at Harden's arms. His arms are not exceptionally long, and then again, he doesn't have midget arms either. So I kind of just went with it in the middle. I think I went one above regular wingspan. because he doesn't have short arms by any means, but I didn't want to sit out here and give James Harden, you know, creature arms. You know what I mean? I wanted to try to keep the build as realistic as possible. But if you do just like this build in general, you could always max the wingspan, you could always minimize the wingspan, and boom, you're at this list where you get a lot of different things for James Harden's takeover. Now, for me personally, I feel like James Harden is at his best when he is getting to the rack and he's slashing, which is why I went ahead and I threw James Harden the slashing takeover, man. I feel like that's when James Harden is at his peak, when he's getting downhill and creating for others, getting blow-bys, throwing lobs to Capella, and just doing that in general. And boom, it was not clickbait, guys. He has similarities to Jerry Stackhouse, James Harden, and Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? And this is a good player, guys. A little inside-out facilitator. That's how Harden is in real life. He gets inside and he facilitates. He works from the outside. He facilitates. He gets buckets on all three levels. And that's what you guys are going to be able to do with this build. Now, this is where we get to the down and dirty. We're going to go ahead and do his badges. As always, we're going to start the overall rating out at 95. Like I said in my last video, 95 is where you always want to look at. So let's get into the finishing badges. So right away, we're going to go ahead and give him gold acrobat. We're going to go ahead and give him gold contact finisher. We're going to give James Harden gold fancy footwork because you know he does those euros through the lanes. He skips through the lane. Harden doesn't really see big bodies, man. He's a giant slayer. He's definitely a relentless finisher. Like, there's no question about it. Now, this is where I struggled. I was like, man, what should I do for Harden? I'm like, obviously I can go ahead and get him one of these badges that's like one of the clutch scores, but it's like, at the end of the day, do I really want to give Harden that? Like, do I want to put that badge on him? Do I want to ruin the player? So I put slithery finisher because Harden is slithery when he gets to the basket. He finds unique ways to finish. And I thought slithery finisher would be good, and I gave the man showtime because there are some times where James Harden makes some showtime plays. And those are your little slashing badges, man. I think they're relative of Harden. I think they fit really good. Now let's get into the shooting badges. So this is where it got tough, guys. James Harden needs more than 21 shooting badges. It's just the truth. James Harden is a one-of-a-kind kind of guy. So as you see, I gave him catch and shoot, and I'm like, does he really need catch and shoot? And the answer to that is no. He really operates off the dribble. So I gave him Hall of Fame range extender. I gave him Hall of Fame quick draw. And I gave him Hall of Fame deadeye. I felt like those were the three most important badges that Harden needs. And if you're trying to make Harden, those are the badges I would say are most applicable to him. Now, Harden needs clutch shooter. But then I was like, do we really need clutch shooter on a MyPlayer? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't necessarily see the need for it. So I took it off. Then I was like, took it off tireless shooter, and I was like, you know what? Harden really is a tireless shooter. He doesn't start missing when he's tired. Like, he's going to make it regardless. So, gave him tireless shooter, gave him all these badges, and then I'm like, okay, he's got 4. I'm going to go ahead and give him Hall of Fame steady shooter, and now there's one more badge to give out. Now, see, I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll give him green machine, but then I was like, nah, Harden is a volume shooter. Realistically, if he could have volume shooter, I would have gave it to him. Like, if I could have given him Hall of Fame volume shooter, I really would have, because he puts up shots in bunch. Now, for the playmaking badges, playmaking is a big part of Harden's game. You know he has gold ankle breaker. You know he has gold tight handles. Harden stops and goes like none other. He has a super quick first step, and he's unpluckable, man. Like, you never really see Harden get ripped. And I gave him Silver Space Creator because I felt like all the other gold badges were more important to Harden's game. He doesn't really need handles for days. Like, that's not really a badge that you need to be James Harden, or this build really needs. So I felt like these badges were the most applicable. I really liked it. I think these are all badges that Harden actually has, and I think those were relative of his playstyle. Now for defense, I really shouldn't even be able to give him a badge, but since you're going to be a guard, I would just go ahead and throw on Pick Dodger just to save a little bit of stamina, try to get off some screens, not get knocked down. Of course, we're going to put James Harden's jumper on, and man, look, you got a lot of freaking badges, man. This is one of the most badged builds. Like, I've never seen this many badges on one build. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into some James Harden gameplay, man. We're going to go ahead and show you why this build is genuinely as glitchy as it is. So, I mean, to start the game off, you know, I'm out here, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to make my player play as much like James Harden as I can. So first possession, you know, we get blown by. Deloading, he's missing that, and boom. You know the vibes. Harden's off to the races. Big Harden skipping through the lane, absorbing the contact and finishing just like Harden would in real life, bro. He finishes well with both hands. That's just a good characteristic of James Harden. Now here's another possession. Calling for the screen from Marc Gasol. Quick first step, I'm getting by him, I'm skipping through the lane, and I'm throwing that sucker down because I'm James Harden. Just like real life, bro. Harden gets in the lane and he's finishing. He doesn't care who's down there. So here I am. I give D-Lo a little crossover. I obviously got the SIGs or dirt. These are the preset SIGs. There's only so much I can do. Right here again. A lot of contact, man. No foul call, but I'm James Harden. So you know I'm finishing that 9 times out of 10. Another play right here. I go through the pick. Little bounce pass just like James. Realistic bounce pass. You guys know he loves the bounce pass and he loves the lob pass. Screen to the left here. Hand in my face and I don't see it. Just like James Harden, man. James Harden does not see hands. He's not bothered by that, bro. He doesn't care who's in front of him. He's pulling it. And right here, you know how good Harden is at drawing fouls, man. I'm Euro stepping. Draymond's mad because all he can do to contain James Harden is foul him. Another play right here. A little bounce pass to Marc Gasol for the easy layup, man. You know James Harden, he loves getting his teammates involved. Right here, they get lost on the pick and roll. They think they got their hand up, but bro, I'm James Harden. I don't see their hands. I'm letting it up. I'm letting it fly. You know the vibes. James Harden, down the lane, skips through the traffic, draws the foul, and one, man. It's like, you know how James Harden is, bro. James Harden gets the foul calls. And look, you sag off, and I'm knocking that sucker down from deep. Man, I'm telling you guys right now, this build can do a little bit of everything, bro. Now, I'm not going to sit back here and bore you with so much gameplay. There's only so much I can do versus the computer. But you guys saw it right there. I can shoot from Hall of Fame limitless, and I can get to the rack and finish as well as facilitate. This is a 3-level scoring build, guys. This build is a super good build for any game mode, and I definitely recommend you guys making it. And that's it for today's video, guys. If at any moment you liked what you saw, if you want to support the channel, man, drop a like, drop a comment. I respond to every comment. Sub to the page, turn notifications on. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to keep bringing you these consistent bangers. I'm going to make sure you guys are right for 2K20. It's your boy Choc, and I'm out. Peace.